Hello, everybody. This is Zach Said It Again. I'm your host, Zach Cooley, and it is a pleasure for me to be here and an honor to be here with my longtime friend and local historian, Mr. Michael Gillman. He is a longtime uh, member of the Town of Wytheville Department of Museums, and he was featured in a PBS documentary recently called Resolve to Live and Die, The Revolutionary Roots of Southwest Virginia. Michael, thank you so much for being with me today.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me today, Zach. I really
Well,
do.
you and I have been friends pretty much since I can remember. We go all the way back to kindergarten.
I believe so. Yeah. Oh gosh, we're not gonna say how long that's been though.
No. We'll let everybody else figure that out. But suffice it to say, you have been a lifelong friend, and one I have been proud to call so. But
Thank you. You
as
too.
as I remember growing up with you, you were a very quiet sort. Hardly said a word, and now we see you up being a commentator on this full-fledged, very professional documentary. What first of all, what clicked for you, and has with county history, has that always been your thing?
Oh gosh, I don't know what clicked. I was very quiet and shy through school, like you said,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of minded my p's and q's and did all that. And history was not. It was a love for me, but it was not a primary career that I'd thought of. In school I took drafting and design, and my father and me raced cars, and I wanted to be a designer, and had some opportunities with NASCAR and some SCCA Trans Am teams, and for whatever reason it just didn't work out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so the opportunity came about to come to work for the town. I guess it was 2014 as part time. I had just kind of fizzled out at my last job doing drafting and design for a local company, and kind of took 2 months off, and Francis Emerson, the previous director, and me got to talking, and I came to work part time in 2014. Worked part time at Lowe's too, so the two jobs had me working full time, but then got on full time at the town in 2015 and been there ever since. And I think the love of history was always there. I had a good sixth grade teacher, which I think you did too, Davy Davis. My cousin Jim Spraker, which kind of those two kind of spurred that local history love for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then as I got older, found out that my grandfather and John Johnson were good friends, and got in touch with him about some Civil War history and stuff, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
Right.
And I found my niche. I love it. I don't want to do anything else right now, or
You
ever really.
Right, and it is definitely your calling, because the things that you have found have been uh, just amazing for Wythe County, and the things that you have done. Like one of my, well, actually, there's a lot of different things we could discuss. I admire very much what you do on many levels. First of all, your collection of Wythe County made furniture, like the pie safes. I love those things, and I love that you have found that and filled your house with it. I wish I could take a tour of your house, um,
Anytime.
just to see. Well, it's probably not too wheelchair accessible, but I would love to.
Oh yeah, no, we can get you in there.
Okay, all right. Well, I would love to see the pieces, because the pie safes in particular are a favorite of mine. And we would talk back and forth on Facebook. I would tell you about my relatives in Grayson County, and you were talking about how they, some of them would be in the American Revolution, and which reminds me, we really need to get together sometime because my father, as you know, passed away about 3 weeks ago, and I had the privilege. One of his last wishes was to. He says, "I can't. Your mother can't afford to keep up the $100 every 6 months to keep my ancestry going. Can you find some way to pull all of the work I've done, the trees off the thing, so I can cancel it?" So I called Bill Veslick over at the college. I know you know Bill.
Oh yeah,
He takes care of the Kegley Library, and he was very instrumental in the 2 years worth of research that I did on my father's the biography of my father's law enforcement career, which I believe is part of your all's collection at with the police exhibit that you have.
Yes, it is. Up at the visitor center, you can visit that for free, 7 days a week.
And I want to get together. I'm trying to put something together like a documentary, definitely not PBS quality, because as we just discussed, I'm not tech savvy, but I have a little documentary that I put together based on the book, and perhaps we could show it as part of that exhibit or something. Because I'm trying to get together a scholarship fund for him, because he was also the police science instructor at WCC in the 90s. So,
oh, that's awesome.
I think we could probably work together on a lot of things. But he accumulated 266 pages of research, which I would love to transfer into a narrative book. So I'm pretty sure when we're digging back through those American Revolution, Civil War, because they're all there. World War I, World War II. I'm pretty sure we could work together on some cool things to make a nice book.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want the work that he invested to die with him. That was my kind of promise to him, that I said I'm gonna keep this thing alive. But anyway, as I knew we would, we got derailed. But one thing that I really, really appreciate that you do and have collected is the Wythe County furniture, and how you've restored that to its rightful place, and the vintage baseball. And I have yet to come out and see a game, but the next time you play in Wytheville next summer, I want to be there and do a story and do another podcast, because that's something I have been wanting to attend since you've started. So
yeah, vintage baseball. That's a actually a really fun program that the museums have been able to take part of and get going, starting in 2018, I guess, was the first game we had. And Wytheville, we had a lot of success with people coming out for that to be players and to watch the games.
Yeah.
And so we have two teams, the Wytheville Statesmen and the Evansham Grays. But the Wytheville Statesmen is our travel team, and we were the first Virginia team to play at the 19th Century National Festival at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. They've played in Ohio, they've played in Maryland, we've played in Kentucky, North Carolina at the old Durham Bulls Stadium where Bull Durham and Kevin Costner shot the movie.
Oh my gosh.
We've had a lot of success with that, and we're going to continue that on into 2026 and look forward to it. Since Wytheville's gotten started, we were the only Virginia team at the time. Now there's the Middletown Maulers, the Shiners of Rockingham County, the Abingdon Blues, and then the two teams here in Wytheville. So Virginia's up to 5 teams now, and it all kind of, I'm going to give all the players credit for this, because, we wouldn't have teams if they didn't come out. And so the players that came out to start this Wytheville program is what's spurred Virginia and all of these excellent opportunities that the team has had. And there's so many to list, and I know you know a bunch of them: Hunter Gamble, Donnie Gamble, Hunter and Eric Wilson, J.R. Hutzel, the Mike Stevens, the retired town treasurer, plays for us. His son Josh Stevens. I mean, everybody has just been fully involved in this program and has really just kept it going and made it a success. And so we're hoping to continue that through 2026 and beyond.
Yep. Well, do make sure you keep me on the list for 2026 and say, hey, we're playing in Wytheville here. Make sure you come out. Because what I want to know about that is, you know, people can't tell it by looking at me, but I was never the athletic type. But I want to see. I wonder how many people would get that. If you're not a regular listener, you may not, because I am wheelchair bound, and that was a joke. I was waiting to see if it would get a rise out of Michael. He kind of, it either didn't hit or he kept it under control there. But anyway, what I like is, because I know nothing about sports, like, since I'm wheelchair bound, to explain a sports game to me, much like driving a car, is like somebody else learning trigonometry. It's not something I ever use, so it's not something that ever clicks. So what I appreciate about what you do with the vintage baseball is that you stop during the game and say, okay, this is what we're doing. This is how you do it now. This is how they did it in the 1800s. And you explain that as the game is happening. And that's exactly the kind of thing that I want to know if I'm trying to do a story on it. So
yeah, right. We have a person that goes through the crowd and kind of keeps them up to date with the actual rules of 1865, because they are, a lot of them are the same, but a lot of them are completely different. And so it's a, you know, if you come to one of our baseball games expecting to see a baseball game, yeah, you're gonna get a baseball game out of it. But there are a few things that are different, and we do have somebody go through and explain things to the crowd who might not be familiar with 1865 rules, because let's face it, nobody was here in 1865.
Right.
It's a very different game to an extent, but it's also very much the same. It's still 9 innings, still 3 outs, and change sides. But the umpires don't do as much as what they do today, and you know, it's up to the umpire to whether he's going to start calling balls on the pitcher, and that's totally up to the umpire, or what we call the judge. It's totally up to him as to when he wants to give a warning to a pitcher and then start calling the balls. And at that point, you know, after 4 balls, the batter or striker would take his base. Also, if you swing 3 times and miss, that 3rd strike doesn't mean you're out. You need to run to first base, and then the catcher, or the behind, as they would be called, would have to throw you out at first base. So yeah, lots of different things. We do not play with gloves. That's the other thing. And yes, the balls do hurt. They hurt pretty bad sometimes, because they are hard.
Yeah. And do they hurt worse than, say, your 2025 baseball?
I will say no.
It's all equally painful. That's what I.
It is all equally painful, but we did a commercial for a group down in the Tidewater area of Virginia a few years ago, and we actually had a minor league pitcher come in to kind of do this evolution of baseball for their commercial, and I had to play catcher, and he was using a modern baseball, and he was throwing about 70 some mile an hour. He was taking a lot off of it, and dummy me, instead of using the mitt, I was used to playing vintage baseball, and I went with the bare hand to catch his fastball at 70 some miles an hour, and it hurt pretty good.
What you were playing vintage baseball in a modern day baseball setting.
Kind of, yeah. It was out here at the homestead, and they want to do the evolution of baseball and do our 1865, and then bring in this modern day pitcher for their commercial shoot that they were going to pitch to companies. And so that guy is now, the last I heard, he had been signed as a pitcher for, oh gosh, maybe the San Francisco Giants.
Oh my goodness.
And he threw an off-speed fastball, and it was going away from where my glove was, so I just put my right hand up like I would in vintage baseball and called it barehanded.
So how long?
It was kind of a habit.
So how long did it take that whelp to heal?
About a week.
Yeah, you're lucky you didn't end up in the emergency room.
And I kept that ball too.
Yeah, I think
it's on the shelf in my office.
I think I would. It caused you enough pain. Did he sign it?
I wished he did.
Yeah,
but no,
you should have had him sign it. Oh,
I didn't give him. But now some of the other vintage baseball guys got him to sign his rookie cards and all that kind of stuff. So that was cool to have him out here and taking part with us and everything. So.
And so you, in your 11-year career, and you started with the Department of Museums the year my daughter was born. By the way, I have a daughter. We're talking about how old we are. I have a daughter in middle school. If you even want to talk about that.
I didn't know she was that old.
Yes, she is. She is that old, and I am that old, and oh my dear Lord,
we're all that old.
When they get that age and they start talking back, man, enjoy them while they're little, man.
Yeah, I'm not there quite yet. I got 3,
Yes.
But they...
It took you forever to get started, man, but then once you did, I didn't think you was going to quit. So how old are your beautiful babies?
My oldest will be 5 in December. My middle child, who's my daughter, she just turned 3 in October, and my youngest son is 18 months.
Bam, bam, bam. All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
No more.
Nice going, buddy. And your wife is Amanda, right?
Yes.
Of how many years?
10 this past October. Been together 15.
Congratulations. Yeah, Emily and I have been married 15 years. So yes, indeed. Family is a wonderful blessing, and you have been...
I don't know what I would do without them, Zach. I really don't.
Amen. I've got my 2 girls, and I'm telling you, with my father passing away, I'm telling you, when you lose a parent... I'm 40 years old, and I still feel like a little boy wandering around in the dark looking for his dad. I really do. That's the only way I can put it. And if it wasn't for my wife and my little girl, I mean, they are what put me to sleep safely at night and give me a reason to wake up in the morning. So yes, I totally get it. Congratulations, man. We waited a long time for this.
Yeah, family means everything, buddy.
It is. It's not just the fact that you exist. You have to put some life into that existence. And we have been blessed with that. And
absolutely, buddy.
Your parents, Gary and Betsy, particularly Betsy, have been friends of mine also for forever. And Betsy and I share the same birthday.
That's right.
I was born on her 30th birthday, so
I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I will always know how old she is. She said when we see each other, she says that I'm 70 and she's 40. She swaps. So
yeah, that sounds like her.
So but she's having a ball with them grandbabies, and they are the joy of her life very clearly.
Yes.
And we're already through our first podcast episode, and we have not yet talked about the documentary. So
that's all right. I'll come back anytime you want me.
No, we'll make a nice two-parter. Just stay with us and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.